What is cracking, guys? JP here again, bringing you another update of my 90-gallon reef tank. As you can see, we are on the 10K lighting, metal halides, very white, very yellowish, very daylight. I like it. It's kind of like diving in the reef, snorkeling on shallow water. In the middle, I have white clean sand, or somewhat clean, because I finally moved most of the SPS that I transferred it to their spots. So that's good. It's looking very nice today. I'm liking the look of it. So very good. Uh, Livestock wise, it's doing pretty well. Gold hammer, very puffy and open. I'm gonna move this rock a little bit to the right, frag a little bit of this Superman Monte and place it here to kind of encrust to have a little bit of a red color right there. My torches are doing pretty well. All of them are growing very, very huge and healthy. On my 40 gallon, I do have a couple that are I need to frag soon or they're splitting. And once they're ready and long enough that I can place some different variation of color in here because this is just all green. My forest fire digi is finally encrusting. You can see that little white nubbin coming out. I do have some weird cyanobacteria patches, but I'm not worried because it is spring right now, and I heard that cyanobacteria will come in and out in spring and such. So I'm not worried about it. Green hammer, purple tip is doing pretty well despite the high light and the high flow. And it's not as bleached anymore, so it looks like it has basically acclimated to the lighting. Looking pretty good. My Zoa garden right here. It's more like a pally because since I have 10K, most of the zoanthids that I found, they tend to like brown out or they're not as colorful unless they're like blue actinic. But the pally ones, the big ones, like the big polyps, they tend to keep their coloration better in daylight. So right here I got my gobstoppers, sunny D's, pink zippers, rainbow, angel tears, purple monster, citrus, Palithoa grandis, and then these are just zoanthus. I'm not sure why they're closed up, but you can see they're a little bit brown. And then there's a pally back here that's more of like brown, but in blue light it's very very orange red. And I'm gonna maybe trade this green Palithoa, but I'm gonna need to like sort some or locally source some and trade some locally for some pally. I'm really looking for like the Jason Fox Bubble Buster, some Vampire or Armor of God, or any kind of pally that are big polyp and will stay on the coloration. Someday hopefully they will fill in, get a little bit more coloration. I'll definitely need another red in between here to kind of break out the coloration. And then maybe another green like the candy apple reds or lime meritas. There's a lot of them, or Chucky's Bride. There's a lot of them that's our big polyp. So, all right. Down here, I moved my green star polyp back there. Got my Recordia in the front now, finally. It looks very, very huge. This is the Recordia Yuma and Recordia Florida. Are you so huge? I don't know how they got so huge. Red cap doing pretty well. Here's some new corals right here. This is the blue Thenius or forest blue tip. It's cream base. It's not bleached. Don't worry. It's very very cream base and a blue tip. My strawberry shortcake. It's not doing too well. I'm not sure if it's just unhappy, but there's some polyps in there. We'll get there. My Pausulapora grandis. Stylopora pistillata, Acropora spatulata. These are pretty nice. They call it dragon scale because once they grow out, they'll get super huge and thick, and their scales are, their corallites looks like dragon scales. King Midas. I got my Chalice. Platygyra is doing pretty well. Daisy Cutters is starting to encrust or spread around. This is my biggest thing. I used to have a green slimer right there. Still have it, but I used to have a long stalk. But it started to STN on one side, so it was like a weird bacteria. There was no pest or parasite, so it was some bacteria, and I didn't have an iodine dip, so it literally started the same way. It will STN on the shadowed area and then slowly creep up. And I still got a couple polyps left, so hopefully it'll save some. So cross my fingers, it's doing pretty well. The same thing that happened to this orange setosa. It's literally on the underside, so I cut the top where it's STNing. And it's like only on a couple spots. And then I fragged a few, placed it in my 40-gallon, and looks like it's doing pretty well so far. Same thing with my Miyagi tort, and all of these are local. So, and then this one is like from Minnesota, but yeah, I just fragged. It's a Miyagi tort anyway. It's a fast grower, so I'm not worried. Just fragged it. I don't want to deal with the STN anymore. Fragged it, and looks good. Same thing would happen to the green slimer. I just cut the bottom, and then it stopped spreading. So there's some weird bacteria going on in the past. Maybe it's like bad bacteria or pathogen. So yeah, but overall everything's doing pretty well though. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 that affected the bacteria. Everything else is doing okay, so I'm not sure. Acan, got some acropora, got some of my rasta right there. So once it covers this area, maybe it will contrast the red. Got my Garf bonsai. This guy is growing nuts. It's the Jason Fox flame. You can see all the little nubbins growing out. Crazy. Yellow lantana or I finally brought it back. It looks like the polyp. It's really blue and nice. Very, very nice yellow color in daylight. This is one of my odd corals with the yellow parietes. These are the yellowest coral in daylight I've seen. So you can kind of see. Very nice. I got some weird oddball corals here. Miami hurricane. Got my purple acropora. Looking very nice. This is supposed to be like a red millie I got for like $5. So it's kind of coloring up. You can kind of see on the top side. It's coloring up. My red robin, I believe. Green slimer is doing okay. War coral is encrusting on the bottom. Mint chip, potato chip pavona. Very, very nice looking, interesting shape. Got my Miyagi tort. I think this is a lemonade acro. It looks like a green slimer, but it's very yellowish green compared to the green slimer. Orange setosa, purple Milka stylo, yellow parietes, one of the oddball that most people should get for daylight aquarium. Even with the blue, it's still kind of yellowish green, so it's okay. My bird's nest is growing crazy. I think it's like a hyacinth or pink's bird's nest. It's supposed to be really pink, but it's not as pink. I'm not sure what's going on. It's from ORA. Hawkins Toraki. Oh yeah, pink Cadillac right down here. It's kind of on a shade. I need to move it. PC Rainbow. It's very red and colorful. Green base and golden. Purple Acropora right there. My WWC yellow tips. It's not really yellow. It's just coloring up. Red Planet. Acropora hyacinthus right there. And then this one is supposed to be like Bumblebee Hive or Pikachu or whatever brand name there's out there. It's like this very yellowish green. It's very yellow. Acropora robusta. Very, very oddball and nice. Very thick branching. Anacopora, the slime bull or green goblin or electric green. I got my green humulus and Walt Disney. Walt Disney is shooting a lot of branches, as you can see. That's very good. That's doing pretty well. So I'll rather, yeah. Ah, man, I wish I could have not lost, this guy almost, but this guy and this guy and the yellow varieties. I mean, all of these are very nice and oddball, especially these green Posilopora grandis. All of these are precious because these are not very famous corals, you know, like Robusta. Who thinks you'll keep Robusta nowadays? It's so stubby and it's green and reddish and humulus, you know. Everybody likes the super colorful under the blue lighting Acropora, but I like different shapes, colors, especially during daylighting, like this Acropora spatulata. It looks like a millipora, but it's much bigger and thicker. Yeah, but all of these hopefully will grow in. Yeah, hopefully it will grow in a few years. It looks pretty nice. I know this Postulopora grandis, it's gonna be huge. So, I mean, all of these gets huge in the wild. So I'll probably have to relocate some of these over time. Pretty good though. So yeah, that's the only problem I'm having is the weird bacterial issue. I finally got iodine dip, so I'm not gonna dip this guy because once I dip it, it's gonna kick it off the edge. Finally got my calcium down to 480. Alkalinity is still 8. Phosphate and nitrate still pretty high. Down here, I finally removed my algae, my red algae to be more exact, because it was starting to like die off. And the Cheetomorpha was only alive, and the red algae, like the dragon's breath and other red algae, was like dying off. I don't know what's going on. So I just cleaned it off, cleaned the sides, cleaned all the hair algae, and then just kept the my trusty Cheeto. So yeah, I don't know what happened to the red algae. Not sure if it's lack of nutrients or chemically wise or trace minerals or I don't have nutrient issue in here. I had too much nutrients to be honest. So got that done. Someday I'm gonna maybe find fish to add. I have not added any new fish because of quarantine issue and sourcing my local fish store. Keep ordering fish, but they don't arrive. They didn't arrive, so they try their best, but like I said, it's just shortage. So for now, all of these blue-green chromis are doing pretty well. No losses. Like I said, I lost one of my firefish. I don't know. Maybe it just got too old, but nothing too bad. Royal Grandma is doing pretty well. Yellow wrasse doing pretty well. Banana, silver belly, yellow wrasse. Yeah. Two shrimp still there. My Bangay Carlin is doing okay. My conch doing okay. Grow its eyes back. So yeah, doing pretty well. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and happy reef keeping. Adios.